I think we'll have a very robust M&A environment for banks this year. The last 5 years, we've averaged 248 bank transactions a year. This year, we're on pace for 260 bank transactions, despite a low valuation in the stock market. Banks are confident, banks are making money. I think they'll keep buying banks. Drivers of bank M&A in 2020 will consist of some of the things that always drive bank M&A: succession, aging boards, a liquidity event, recessionary fears. Other items that'll drive M&A come from the acquisition side. A tremendous demand for deposits, a fear of a recession, so being very cautious on the loan side. And then lastly, there's a tremendous long-term efficiency play being made out in the markets, and banks are using that to drive acquisitions. The biggest barriers to M&A first start with the stock market. The stock market is at historical lows for price to book, price to valuation, especially considering how strong and profitable the banks are. This creates a gap in pricing expectations, which is the second thing. The pricing expectations of sellers are still based off of high prices. They always want a high price. And then lastly, there's just a lack of supply in many of the markets out there. When you look at the Pacific Northwest or even parts of California or Colorado, Utah, Washington, there are very few banks to be had. So that creates a high price in and of itself. Pricing expectations may not have shifted, but it factors itself into exchange ratios. So surprisingly enough, this year, there's a number of record deals being done over the last 5 years. We're at a faster pace, but valuations are lower that are printed. However, when you're getting acquirer stock at a low valuation, sellers are being educated that, hey, this is a good deal because I think that company's doing well and very undervalued. We're on pace for 260 deals this year versus the 250 average. So despite low valuations in the stock market and lower printed deals, I think sellers are actually getting better values when they exit. My advice for acquirers is to get aggressive out there on buying good banks that fit within your market and your framework. Very rarely does a 2x book or even a 2.5 book deal not work on a good bank. Go and acquire it. I'd much rather take the risk on getting an efficiency play and adding deposits to my franchise than I would reaching on credit in the face of a recession.